What's good, everyone? I'm IAnthonyD and welcome back to the channel. It's good to see your beautiful faces and welcome back to another Texas Chain Saw Massacre video. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down some ideas from the community on how we can spice up Rush Week. In my last Rush Week gameplay, it had been a while since I've actually played that mode and I forgot how much fun I was actually having. It started getting me thinking on how much potential Rush Week actually has. I feel like with just a few changes, this mode could actually be something that a lot of the player base might enjoy. So of course, we're going to dive into what the community's ideas and thoughts are on Rush Week and how we can improve it. But for some of my own, right off the bat, we got to give players some reasons to actually play this game mode outside of it just being something different than the core game mode, and that's XP. I know that like 80% of the player base is already level 99, but for that other bit that isn't, you need to give them a reason to play. Honestly, when it comes to things like having XP in this game mode or even being able to play with friends, it seems like a no-brainer. Another super simple one that just doesn't make much sense to me that it's not already in Rush Week is the cosmetics that are in the core game mode. Why wouldn't Johnny be able to access all of that content? But things like shirtless Johnny or even the new Sunday best that he has fits in Rush Week because it's not as serious of a mode. I mean, it's a lot more fun. You have people running around in towels. But as always, I care about what you guys think. What do you want to see in Rush Week? And the community has some pretty solid answers. Thong Johnny. Damn it. I should have seen that one coming. Progression system. You would be able to unlock cosmetics for the girls. Execution for Johnny. Maybe Johnny's Rush Week outfit in the main game mode, and blue recolors of the family's weapons and victim default outfits that would be able to be used in the main game mode. You'd be able to earn XP from winning rounds, but you would get double XP from doing daily challenges. For example, for the sorority girls, trap every single lamp in the sorority house, throw perfume at yourself while marked hit Johnny with a wrench, jump out a window 3 times and still survive all in one match. For Johnny's challenges, kill a sorority girl while marked with perfume. Shut off the fuse. Do not let any of the girls call the police using the phone. Find a girl in a hiding spot and kill her within 30 seconds after she's been found. Having a progression system that goes back and forth with Rush Week in the main game mode, having like specific unlockables go for each one, I think is pretty cool. It might be a little bit unrealistic in the current landscape of TCM, unfortunately, but something like community challenges, I think, is an amazing idea, and I've always wondered why it just never happened. Honestly, anything that adds for replayability and giving players a reason to play in the first place, I'm all game for. New maps and maps variant. Michael Myers Halloween crossover. Also voice lines for Johnny. Getting new maps is amazing if it's the main game mode or Rush Week. I feel like there's a lot of cool places you could take Rush Week specifically, especially since a majority of that map is indoors. I think there's some pretty creative spots you could throw Johnny. A Michael Myers crossover, while unrealistic, would be really dope. And yeah, having some voice lines for Johnny specifically for Rush Week, commenting and adding to the lore of what he's actually doing to these characters and why he's there, I think is a great idea. The attic poll changes. It would be healthier if the attic poll only spawned when there are 2 victims left in the game. If the attic poll really has to be in the game from the beginning, make the opening time longer if all victims are in the game. This is an amazing idea. I think having the attic poll work similar to the hatch in Dead by Daylight is a really great way to implement it. It gives that sense of sometimes when you're in that game where your teammates are dying left or right, it's easy to just throw and give up, but having that second chance option spawning in like the attic poll, you could even have it be some sort of timed event. Once the attic doors open, there's a certain amount of time before you can get there before it closes forever. I would cut all support from the mode. No content, no fixes, nothing. They need to focus on the main game mode. This is something I hear a lot. There's some people out there who believe that Rush Week drains resources from the main game mode. And I mean, yeah, it does make sense. It is 2 pieces of content now that they have to split their time up in developing new content for. I just don't think them giving up on Rush Week is something that is gonna happen. It kind of seems like Rush Week itself is a passion project. So for them to abandon it doesn't make much sense. So while it's there, and I do think it's a great addition for TCM, I do think there are things that we can add on it to make it even better. Being able to select your family member. I'd love to go into the house with Hitch. Honestly, I don't see that happening, but Rush Week having different family members is something that could be pretty cool. Even more so if the family member is map specific. So if you get the sorority house, Johnny is the family member you're dealing with. But maybe in the future you get some sort of different map, and then now Sissy is the character that's set to that map. And I think that's a pretty cool way to introduce the other family members to this game mode. It does seem like they're really all in on Johnny. They obviously have a great working relationship with Damien, the voice actor for Johnny. So I'd imagine it's pretty easy to pull from him and his character to make us customize our characters instead of being just random girls. Add more places, add more animations, way to escape, probably other killers too. A Michael Myers collab would cook so hard in this mode, and add a reward system. They should add a game pass or battle pass. If the game ever was to have customization, Rush Week is probably the mode to get it. I do really like that they're using this mode to express themselves creatively and throw in different things that we would never see in TCM, but we can now because Rush Week is here. Leatherface. If they put Leatherface in Rush Week with the amount of damage Johnny does already, being able to kill you in 3 hits, it'd be a real actual Texas Chain Saw Massacre if he made it to that house. Listen, that's all I got for you today. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on Rush Week. What should they add, change to make the mode any better? Do you not care about Rush Week? Should it not even be in the game? Let's talk about it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed these videos, make sure to slash that like button and subscribe with notifications set to all. Until then, remember the rules to survive. Don't do drugs, don't have sex, and oh yeah, don't die.
You gotta have a secret. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. These days, there are certain rules. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. You gotta have a secret. You can never have sex. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. These days, you never drink or do drugs. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. You gotta have a secret.